Hey guys, what's going on? Darren here, and welcome back to the F1 22 My Team Career Mode. And this time, we are at the Circuit of the Americas in Texas for the United States Grand Prix. If you haven't checked out the last video, go back, go check it out. We were at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Didn't really end how I wanted it to end. As you can see, we had a gearbox failure, so we're changing our gearbox once again. So that's our third gearbox failure of the season. In the driver's standings, we're currently in 12th place on 31 points. And if things go well, I think we could be in a good position to improve on that here today. We're going to dive straight into qualifying for the United States Grand Prix because, well, we got a lot going on in this video, so we haven't got time to be messing around with Pirelli hot laps. But just so you guys know, I did pass the Pirelli hot laps, got gold. It was actually a pretty easy one, the time attack at Circuit of the Americas. I think it was something like 5 seconds under the time. So, yeah, it was actually pretty easy this time around, which makes a nice change. So now to qualifying here at the Circuit of the Americas. And this is our first lap in qualifying. You can see our teammate Theo Pourchaire is currently down in 21st place. We're going to be looking to beat Theo Pourchaire at the very least here. But in our first run, we spin at the long right-hander. Yeah, we just dropped it, and I think what it was a case of the tyre pressures were just a bit wrong. And because the tyre pressures were a little bit too high, we just didn't have the grip in the tyres. So for the second run, we've reduced the tyre pressures a little bit, and this is going to be our one and only lap in qualifying then. The first lap, obviously, we binned it. So yeah, this is our one shot. It's a one-shot qualifying for us to see if we can get at least into Q2. Or at the very least ahead of our teammate Theo Pourchaire. So yeah, go through the S section at the start of the lap. We're up currently on Lance Stroll. We're up by 0.064 on Lance Stroll. But it didn't feel very comfortable. For some reason, I just didn't have the comforting feeling that I actually had in practice. And you can see that here as we exit the final turn, where we're going to qualify. We're down in 22nd.
Welcome once again then to the United States Grand Prix here in the magnificent city of Austin. It was here in 2018 that Kimi Raikkonen delighted the world by taking the top step of the podium for the first time in 114 races. There's always a record to be broken, so what I wonder is in store for us here today. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside of the great city of Austin. This is a 3.6 mile lap with 20 corners, 10 to the left and 10 to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Fernando Alonso and Bottas. Gasly, Tsunoda, Ricciardo. They've taken a grid penalty. And Kevin Magnussen. Verstappen, Norris, Guan Yu Zhou, and Hamilton. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Stroll, Vettel, Theo Pourchaire, and Esteban Ocon. Bennett, Mick Schumacher, Albon, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
So everyone and their mothers has a grid penalty here for the American Grand Prix. We're up to P19 from our P22 grid slot, but a lot of drivers do have grid penalties, which did surprise me. I didn't expect quite that many to have grid penalties. Anyway, it's lights out and away we go. And we get off to a decent start there. In fact, we get off to a very good start. We're able to now go down the inside into turn 1, and through we go past literally everybody. Everybody came to a standstill there at the hairpin, and we were able to get past a lot of drivers to get up from P19 to P13. So that was an absolutely perfect start for us off the line. Now it's just a matter of what can we do here in this Grand Prix. In the race, we feel a a lot more comfortable than we did in qualifying. In qualifying, we were struggling a lot for pace. But during practice, I was feeling very confident when it came to like race pace, and I'm feeling that here today again for the Grand Prix itself. I'm thinking we're going to have some good race pace here today. And here we go down the inside on Kevin Magnussen and also Lando Norris. But look at Zhou Guanyu. Zhou Guanyu went down on the inside of myself, Magnussen and Norris, and even went for Max Verstappen. And in fact, he's going to go for Max Verstappen. He's going to have the inside line on Verstappen into the hairpin. Can he make it stick on Max Verstappen? Yes, he can. Zhou Guanyu in the Alfa Romeo, able to get past Max Verstappen there. And that was, wow. That was a move and a half from Zhou Guanyu. Kevin Magnussen also found a way past us. He went down the inside into the hairpin. There wasn't really much we could do about it. Magnussen taking P12 away from us, so we're down to P13. But you know what? I'll take that. That's a very good opening lap from us. Now we just need to try and stick with these guys, and if we do, points might be on the cards, because Zhou Guanyu, just ahead of us, he's in P10. So he's on the fringes of the points, so we're not far away from scoring some points. But Verstappen's going to be coming back now. Zhou Guanyu, he goes down the inside. Zhou Guanyu, and he's crashed. And Max Verstappen and Zhou Guanyu have collided, and they're out of the American Grand Prix. The safety car has been deployed. Theo Pourchaire is out of the race. Mick Schumacher is out of the race. And what on earth has happened? What on earth happened there? Max Verstappen creamed into the back there of Daniel Ricciardo, and Zhou Guanyu crashed into Max Verstappen in the process. Schumacher crashed into the back of Lewis Hamilton, and Lando Norris, he went for a move down the inside. Norris crashed into the back of someone. Schumacher's out. Lance Stroll's out. Theo Pourchaire is out. Who the hell is that? That's Theo Pourchaire. So let's look at this. Schumacher crashes into the back of Hamilton. And then the Aston Martin crashes. The Alpine crashes. Theo Pourchaire crashes. Alex Albon crashes as well. And Nicholas Latifi finds a way past absolutely everybody. Yeah, Jesus, I don't know what to say there. A lot of guys are out of this American Grand Prix. Hit the like button for that, guys, because, yeah, Jesus, I did not expect that to happen this early on in the Grand Prix. So we're now up to P10, and the safety car is coming back in, and the United States Grand Prix is going to be back underway with us now up into P10, so we're in the points now. Yeah, I did not expect that. Genuinely didn't expect us to be in the points in this race, but here we are now on lap 5 at the restart, up in P10, and the question is now, what can we do at the restart? I think there's a lot that we can do in this Grand Prix. With that early safety car, I was thinking, do you know what, we might be able to run a little bit long in this race, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to try now and run long on the medium tyres, and instead of going to hards, we're going to try and go to the soft compound tyres. So we're going to take a bit of a risk in this Grand Prix. We're going to risk it for the biscuit, and yeah, we're just going to go for the soft tyres and see what happens later on in this Grand Prix. But we have to try and make these medium tyres last until we can get onto the soft tyres. So it's about another 10-11 laps. And you can see we run a little bit wide there, it's fair to say, but thankfully we're not running strict corner cutting. So we're able to get away with the fact that we did run a little bit wide there. And you can see on the exit now of the last corner with Slipstream and DRS, we're going to go for a move down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. Can we make it stick? That's for P9 here in Austin, Texas. And we've made it stick through up to P9 we go. That's another position for us in this Grand Prix. And you can see now as we go towards the end of lap 7. So the end of the next lap. And you can see here now we're sticking with Yuki Tsunoda. And is Tsunoda going to be next on our hit list? Are we going to be able to get Yuki Tsunoda and get up to P8? I think we might be able to do just that, you know. So here we go. We get a bad exit though. We get a bad exit from the final corner. And that's going to put us under pressure instead from Daniel Ricciardo. And Ricciardo is coming back at us. And Daniel Ricciardo back down the inside retakes 9th place from us. So we drop back down to P10. There's a lot of back and forth in this race. We overtook Magnussen, then Magnussen re-overtook us, and then we overtook Ricciardo, and then Ricciardo re-overtook us. So yeah, a hell of a lot of back and forth happening in this American Grand Prix. We go to lap 14 now, and everyone else is diving into the pits. And that sees us now up into P5 here in Texas. And as I said, we are going to go for the soft tyres. So we are going to stay out another few laps and see if we can make the mediums to soft tyres work. Guys, it is a big risk, but we need to take this sort of risk if we have any hope of scoring some good points, I think, here in Texas. So we take the lead now of the American Grand Prix as George Russell comes out the pits just behind us on the hard compound tyres. And yeah, it's now a matter of what can we do on these mediums. What sort of grip have they got left? Well, you can see there's quite a bit of understeer, so they haven't got that much grip left, it's fair to say. But even with that understeer, we actually go green in Sector 1, so that is us setting our fastest Sector 1 so far of the Grand Prix, despite the fact that there was a lot of understeer there. And you can see now we go to lap 16, and we got Charles Leclerc all up our gearbox. Charles Leclerc, the world champion, is all over the back of us. And what can we do about Charles Leclerc here? I don't think we're going to be able to do too much about Leclerc. And Leclerc goes for it, goes down the inside. Charles Leclerc takes the lead of the American Grand Prix away from us. There's no point fighting that. There is no point us fighting Charles Leclerc there. He has so much more grip than us that, yeah, there's nothing we can do. His Ferrari has so much more downforce. He has the fresh hard compound tyres as well. So yeah, us on our very used hard medium tyres with very little downforce. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. So you can see it now, we switch it to the soft compound tyres. The medium tyres were 55% tyre wear, so yeah, there's really not much left in these medium compound tyres. But we're going to stay out for one more lap. I contemplated boxing that lap, but I decided, you know what, we're going to try and stick it out for one more lap. Just one more lap and see what we can do on these medium compound tyres, because the softs, yeah, I felt like it could be difficult on those softs, so I thought we'll try and stay out one more lap and just try and secure ourselves on those soft compound tyres. Secure being able to get to the end of the race. And you can see now as we go to the end of lap 17, and you can see it is Carlos Sainz. Sainz is going to be looking for a move around the outside. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking trying to move around there. You're never going to make it stick around the outside of there. And unsurprisingly, Carlos Sainz didn't make it stick as we dive into the pits. And into the pits we go for a set of the soft compound tyres, which should see us until the end of this United States Grand Prix. So guys, I just want to say a huge thank you for you guys all watching these videos. And as always, if you guys are enjoying this video, please do smash the like button down below. It really does mean a lot to me, and it is very, very useful for the YouTube algorithm if you guys do drop a like down below. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate all the views and all the comments that I get. Like I said it before, I do respond to pretty much every single comment that I do get. So yeah, if you guys want to drop a comment down below, it would be much appreciated, because I will of course respond to the comments. Now back to this race. I see Kevin Magnussen there was going for a move at us on the exit of the pit stop. He did get back past us, but with much fresher, much more grippy soft compound tyres, we were able to get past Magnussen and up to P9. And here we go now. This is going to be us going for our fastest lap in this Grand Prix. I don't normally show this because, well, I don't normally go for a fastest lap. But on these fresh soft compound tyres, I decided, you know what? We're going to try and go for a fastest lap here in the United States Grand Prix. And in Sector 1, we go purple. So we're purple in Sector 1. And look at how much we're closing up on Valtteri Bottas. We are really closing up on the Alfa Romeo in front. You can see that our rear wing is broken. We've been told by Mike that we... Mark. I don't know where I got Mike from. Mark Priestley, that our rear wing is broken, so we haven't got DRS. We are stuck with the rear wing in the downwards position. But you can see it's not really a big issue at the moment. However, you can see we are closing up on the back of Valtteri Bottas. We go green in Sector 2 as well. Yeah, we're closing up on the back of Valtteri Bottas, so we might not have DRS yet, or we might not be getting DRS down the pit straight, but down that back straight we really could be doing with an extra helping hand of DRS. You can see now as we go through the last couple of corners, it's 1.2 seconds to Bottas, so we're not going to get the DRS this time around anyway. But as we cross the line at 1:38.4, we set a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And you can see now it's got to the end of lap 20. Our rear wing is still broken, but look at this, we're 2/10 behind Valtteri Bottas. We need the DRS, but we just haven't got any DRS. We're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Bottas has got DRS, but we're going to have to dive it down the inside. Without DRS, we go for it. But we run a little bit too deep, and Bottas is able to get back past us. Back with the old switcheroo, as David Croft would say. And now we go to lap 21, a little bit further on, and you can see we've still not got any DRS. We've still got no DRS, so once again, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. We go down the inside, but Bottas turns in on us, and Bottas breaks our front wing. He turned in on us, he's damaged our front wing, but we go through past Valtteri Bottas, and I got to say, Bottas just did not give us any room there. We had the space. We were past Bottas, but he just didn't give us any space. And Bottas has broken our front wing. And we go now towards the end of lap 22, starts with lap 23. And Gasly is out of the United States Grand Prix. His engine has given up. And that is Gasly out of the race. So that is us now up to P7. And that's Tsunoda out as well. Yuki Tsunoda is out of the race. So Tsunoda is out just as well as Pierre Gasly. It's a disaster for AlphaTauri. They lost 2 cars in the space of 10 seconds, and that's because Yuki Tsunoda just creamed into the back of Pierre Gasly, and that then sees Yuki Tsunoda and Gasly out of the race, and that is us now up to P7. And much like earlier in the race at the safety car restart, we are right behind Daniel Ricciardo. Can we do anything about Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren as the race gets back underway, or are these soft tyres just starting to run out a little bit too much of grip? Well, as you can see, we can't really do much about Ricciardo with the front wing damage and the soft tyres being as used and abused as they are. There's not really that much that we can do about Daniel Ricciardo, and for us now it's just a matter of survival and securing this P7, because we haven't got much grip left here in these soft tyres. You see there, Magnussen got past Bottas with a very bold move there to get past Bottas. Bottas, I think, made a slight mistake, and that gave Magnussen the opportunity to get past him. But yeah, look at this. We can't do anything about Daniel Ricciardo to go now to the last lap here in Texas. Ricciardo's opened up a 2.3 second gap, but look at that right behind us. Kevin Magnussen just 0.1 of a second behind us. Our soft tyres are on 62% tyre wear. They are absolutely finished. There's no grip in these soft tyres. And now Kevin Magnussen, he's going to be right behind us with the DRS. Is he going to be able to make a move here? We're going to use the DRS. We're going to burn all the DRS that we can. We're going to go to the inside. We're going to go defensive. Magnussen, he's going to look for a move around the outside. Can he make it stick around the outside? No, he can't. We just managed to hold off Kevin Magnussen there to keep 7th place. But it's not over yet. There's still one last sector to go here at the Circuit of the Americas. And Magnussen can make a move anywhere. We've got no grip. Look at that. We're just understeering there. Understeering and really struggling for grip. Is Magnussen going to be able to get us? Is he going to look for a move down the inside? No, he's not. He's actually lost a place to Bottas. And him losing a place to Bottas has really saved us, I think. Because it's just meant that Bottas, he was a little bit too far back to try and move. And it's going to be P7 here at the Circuit of the Americas.
That's a spectacular victory. And with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So, just as usual this season, Charles Leclerc wins the Grand Prix from a Red Bull in second place. Another truly dominant performance for the Monegasque driver, and surely he's going to be building up all this momentum for next season, where surely he's going to be defending that World Championship. So, as I said, Charles Leclerc wins the Grand Prix from Checo Perez in second place. George Russell is third for Mercedes, Carlos Sainz in fourth, Fernando Alonso fifth, Ricciardo sixth, we finish P7, Bottas in eighth, Norris in ninth, and Kevin Magnussen rounds out the top 10 in this Grand Prix. A lot of drivers did not finish. Esteban Ocon, Theo Pourchaire, Mick Schumacher, Max Verstappen, Yuki Tsunoda, and Pierre Gasly all did not finish this United States Grand Prix. A disastrous race for the French, it has to be said. In the Drivers' Championship, Charles Leclerc now has a 151 point gap at the top of the championship, and we move up to P11 on 38 points from Esteban Ocon, who drops down to P12. In the Constructors' standings, we move up to P7 in the Constructors' standings, and this is our goal now for the rest of the season, is can we beat Haas? So guys, I hope you all enjoyed that video, and I will see you again soon for more F1 22 My Team Career Mode, as the next race we will be at the Mexican Grand Prix. So guys, as always, comment, leave a like, and if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel for more F1 content. Thank you all so much for watching, guys.